Hello, welcome to another edition of Take Time Thursday. My name is Janelle Cooper, and I am your host from the Anacostia Community Museum. Today's session is a quick introduction to investing, session number 2. We had to bring Christopher White back by popular demand. So if you're looking for other streams of income, if you're interested in investing and not really sure how to do it, don't even have to worry about how much money it takes. It's all possible. So today you will hear a little bit more of Christopher White's story as he got into investing. Please know that we do advise you to consult a certified financial planner before engaging in investing strategies, because this program is for entertainment purposes only. So we're simply sharing one man's journey, and he's giving us some tips for our journey if we choose to do so. Christopher White is a counselor at Community Systems. He helps people with disabilities to find happiness in their home and in the community. In his spare time, Mr. White enjoys trading stocks and leads a stock investment group for friends and family, helping them to create other streams of income. Christopher has developed a passion for investing and has transformed his life in a fairly short period of time. He has learned to reap a profit. You must be willing to take a risk. Christopher is a third-generation Washingtonian and currently resides in Prince George's County, Maryland. Without further ado, I give you Christopher White. Chris, what's going on?
How you doing, Janelle?
What's going on? So a lot of people don't know, Chris used to be my intern here at the museum, and he worked here for about a year. And we've just stayed connected. And I've just been watching him grow, just mature and do so many good things. And I had to find out what was going on with him. When I found out what he was doing, I was like, okay, you got to come to Take Time Thursday. So Chris, take it away. I will come off camera.
All right, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing today, people? So today I'm gonna be talking about, I'm gonna give y'all more jewels, more tips y'all can use to help y'all with y'all investment journey. So I'm gonna get through these slides pretty quick because I really want to answer a lot of questions that the last time I was here, I wasn't able to answer a lot of questions. So I really want to answer y'all questions y'all may have, to help y'all on y'all journey. So as I start off all the time, the last time, Investopedia.com is a way for you to, get definitions of, what meanings of different stocks and things mean, and help you out, get terms. So today I will be highlighting bar chart. I will be highlighting ETFs. If you haven't seen my first video, you can check it out on the Anacostia Museum website, YouTube channel, and you can check my video out from my first presentation. But today I'm gonna go more in depth into bar chart and ETFs, and also I'm gonna go more in depth into Robinhood and break that down and show y'all how that works. So the stock market has 11 different sectors within the stock market. These sectors are broken down in different, these sectors, 11 different sectors have branches within the sectors. So as you can see right here, this shows you all the sectors within the, these shows you a lot of the stocks within these sectors. So all these, you see all these letters right here, they are indicators of the stocks. So as you can see, sometimes we may know certain stocks, but we don't really know what branches they may be in. So, for instance, this one right here this is Microsoft, MSFT, this is Apple, you got Google, you got Facebook, you got Amazon, you got the financial branch, you got JP Morgan, this is JPM. These letters are called I'm sorry, these are called tickers. So these are called stock tickers. So when you looking up a stock, you sometimes you don't know the full name, so you can put these symbols in here, and they will pull up the stock for you. So ETFs, they are exchange traded funds. They move just like stocks. They allow you to diversify your portfolio in many different stocks. So I got 3 listed right here, and I'm gonna break down them in a moment. ETFs are less riskier than stocks, based on ETFs has a collection of stocks that you can use. So for instance, right, if you buy one stock, let's use one that we use it on right now. So Zoom, for instance. Zoom is a popular stock that we currently using, but around August, they dropped, I think it was like $78, I believe. And it dropped based on a lot of kids went back to school. But ETFs allow you to leverage your stock. So if one stock is down within the ETF, a lot of them can be up. So they keep your stock, keep your ETF at a certain balance. ETFs also allow you to get into some of the bigger stocks like Amazon, Google, based on, stocks. ETFs have, some stocks are so big in price, like Amazon is like $3,000, but ETFs allowed you to get into it, not get into the stock with the less amount of money you need to put in, like an Amazon. They allow you to, ETFs also allow you to diversify your portfolio. So like I said, they broken down into many different sectors in the stock market. Also, you can have particular stocks within the sectors. So, and like I said, once again, they allow you to have more stability within the stock market, within the ETF. So I'm about to break down these 3 stocks within these websites. So the resources, these resources right here, etfdb.com breaks down ETFs and bar charts. So let's go into this one. So this website allows you to see what's in this ETF. So if you click on holdings, you see all the stocks are in this ETF. You have Apple, you have Microsoft, you have Amazon, you have Tesla. So this ETF allows you to get into all these stocks. You see the price right here is $3.75 for 1 share. The assets, meaning right here, this Apple is 11% of Apple is in this ETF. Microsoft, so on and so forth. This is the other thing you need to look at. Holding analyst chart. So this ETF shows you how much percentage of a certain sector that's in the ETF. So this ETF is basically 37% of technology stocks within this ETF. And you see all the percentage is in the ETF. So
Chris,
also,
is there any way that you can make it bigger?
what?
I mean, the text itself bigger so that we can actually see it. It's kind of hard to see what the figures are.
Oh, nah, like I widened my screen.
Okay.
Y'all can't see the
We can see them, but it's like so little, like we can't really.
oh, okay. Well, can you see the tabs I'm clicking on?
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
can see those.
if you click on each tab, like they will give you the big the information. Also click on performance. Performance indicates how the stocks has been doing over a month, 3 months, a year, 1 year, 5-year return. So this stock QQQ has given back 230% of profit in this thing, and it's also break down the category of its competitors within the same stock. I mean, I'm sorry, within the same ETF. So this is one ETF. Let me break down another one for you. 1 second. Hold up. It's not even letting me go to. On my search bar. 1 second, y'all. There we go. So this one right here, XLF. This is another one. This is another ETF. And this holdings, so every time you click on holdings, it tells you what's in this particular ETF. So this one is basically is heavily into the financial sector of the stock market. So you got, Berkshire Hathaway, you got JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so on and so forth. You break it down, you keep on, you click through all the tabs, and these are the ways you can find out what's in the ETF. And like I said, there's many different ETFs. You can break them down and find out what's in those ETF and expand. So hold up, let me back up. So let me break down bar chart for y'all. And bar chart is a website that break down individual stocks. So sometimes we don't know what to invest in based on the information we know about the stock. So bar chart allows you to get the profile on the stock, get the, the history, how it's been doing over the course of the years. So since y'all can't see the tabs, I'm not going to click on them, but you go to the company, you go to the profile, you go to competitor, you go to, the analyst, what the analysts are saying, you go to their financial summary, so get all the information you can before you invest into a stock or to an ETF and see how they've been doing over the years before you put your money, into it. This is your money. Hold up. So now let me break down Robinhood for y'all. So Robinhood is a free brokerage app where you can invest your money. So on the home page, after you sign up for Robinhood, you sign up, they give you a free stock. One thing about Robinhood, when you first sign up, they give you a free stock as soon as you sign up. And as soon as you open up the app, as soon as you sign up, this is the first page. It's called investing page. So this page will show you how much money you have. So first, before you put any money into Robinhood, you get the first stock. They normally give you like some cheap stock, like $5. So you will be right here under investing. You will have $5. So you pick a stock based on what you like. And when you pick a stock, it will show up here in this section right here. Disney, you got all these stocks right here, and it will show you how many shares you have of this particular stock. When you put money into Robinhood, you necessarily don't have to put money into a stock right away. Your money will be down here in the buying power. So buying power is like a little wallet within the app. So you can hold the money within the app until you figure out what stock you want to invest into. Also, trending list. So trending list is like what I showed y'all a few minutes ago within the sectors of the stock market. So any sector of the stock market you want to you can look into it within this thing right here. You can type on any one of these things, and it will give you a drop down box which shows you all the stocks that's in this category. Stock breakdown in Robinhood. So when you click on a stock, they will show you how much the stock costs. It will tell you about the stock right here at the bottom. So you can purchase a stock in Robinhood in dollar or in shares. So if you can't afford a whole share, you can say, I just want to put $5 within that company, and they would allow you to do that. When you also click on a stock, it shows you the analyst rating, if it's a good buy, if it's not, but still do your research. Despite what Robinhood says, do your research on the stock. It gives you key statistics about the stock, and that's how you see everything you need to see within that. And the last but not least, so using social media helps you, network with others. So all these platforms right here would allow you to have a community of people that you can share information with. Like, I know Facebook have groups where you can talk about people. You can talk about investment with different type of people. Twitter, Instagram, and so TikTok. So that's that's what I got for y'all today. So like I said, I really want to answer a lot of questions. And Janelle?
I'm here. Okay, so we have a question in the Q&A box from Michelle. She says, to further diversify and leverage the whole market, would you recommend owning EFTs for each sector?
So the QQQ is a sector, is the ETF that allows you to diversify your portfolio in a multitude of sectors. So you got the technology, you got the industrial, it's all over. Or you can just get ETFs that specifically into one sector, like the financial. It's all the banks. So it's all up to you how you want to diversify your portfolio.
If anyone has questions and they want to ask him personally, we can actually unmute you and you can ask it directly to him. You have to raise your hand though, so that we'll know who wants to ask the questions. Anyone? Because last time we had a ton of questions. Okay, here we go. Here's one. All right. Go right ahead.
Hi.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hi. Thank you so much, Mr. White, for this presentation. I did have a really quick question.
Okay.
Do you think, especially in today's market or in general, when the stocks are low or when the market is kind of cold, do you think that it's best to kind of either jump out at a given time and wait? And if so, what does that look like? And the second part to the question is, in regards to seeing, your stocks kind of like falling, what is your best recommendation as far as maintaining some type of financial, how do I put this? I guess maintaining, like not losing out on your money. Okay. So the first question, it made sense. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say about that, you only lose money when you sell the stock. You do not lose money when the stock goes down. That's a myth that everybody's, think that's what it is. When the stock goes down, I'm losing money. No. You only lose money when you sell the stock, because you lock in that price. Let's say you bought the stock for $200 and it dropped from 200 to 160, and you sell it at 160, then you lost $40. So until that stock goes back up, because the stock market is like a seesaw. So for me personally, when the stock market goes down, I purchase more stocks, because that brings your average price down when you do it. So if you purchase a stock at $200 and it drops down to 180, it brings down the price than when you bought it at. So for me personally, when the stock market goes down, I buy more stocks, because I know based on the company that's in, like for the pandemic, I'm glad you asked that question today. When the pandemic happened, Tesla was one of the companies that dropped and everybody panicked. Boom, 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 boom. They panicked. I'm selling my shares. I'm selling my stocks. I bought a lot of stocks within Tesla. As soon as they skyrocketed back up, when the pandemic opened up, I continue to boom within that stock. So to answer this question, I would personally do not panic. One thing about the stock market, you have to, don't be emotional when you see things. Most people, they get their emotions in it when they see their money. You got to trust what you see. And I know it's your money, but you got to trust the stock will come back up. Unless it's going out of business, like you see Hertz went out of business, or then you realize, okay, this stock is on the way out. But some of the proven stocks that's been around for a while, even if it goes down, it's going to come back up. You just got to be patient. So to answer your question, that's what I would do.
Okay, and I had one more, and I'm so sorry if other people gotta go, I'll just wait towards the end.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so I guess I think I've been a big proponent on FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Mhm.
And I am very scared, like, oh my gosh, it's the pandemic. Like, I'm so scared I'm gonna run for the hills for everything. And when looking at the stocks, I guess, what is your recommendation as far as the FOMO stocks? Like, I know at one point in time, GameStop, I think.
Yeah.
There was like a huge, like, oh, have you seen GameStop? Or, whatever that share was. And everybody was trying to buy in, but there was some dilemma behind it. But anyway, what is your recommendation for those hot stocks? Then it was GameStop. I don't know. Maybe today it's going to be, I don't know.
Well, I would say with that, don't get caught up in the wave, because most people, when they do that, they say everybody, you may see some people when they get into a stock, that stock can be doing numbers, but as soon as you get in it, it might be going down. So when you see in stocks like go crazy like that, like you can jump in and get some money or jump out, but don't get caught up on those type of things, because those stocks are not consistent. GameStop was a stock that I know which one you're talking about. So how can I put it? So GameStop was a stock that they believed that it was going to go down, and everybody put the money into it to make it go back up. So, you got to be really leery in those type of stocks, because GameStop is like on its way out, because a lot of people are buying their games online now within their system. So, you got to do your research on that stock and see what's going on with it before you even jump into it. So that's what I would say. Look into that, and why is it moving like that? Every time you see a stock moving a certain way, look into it. Why is it making that type of jump? Why is it doing those numbers? So look into that. I would suggest you to just research a stock when you're seeing it move a certain way.
Okay. We have another question from Anna. She says, when you start investing, how often on average should you be buying stocks?
Oh, good question. Great question. So it's on you. So normally, some people, if they get when they working, they every couple of weeks, they may put some money in through their check, say, okay, I'm gonna allocate like $100. I'm gonna put it into the stock every week. Some people have a payment where they just like, every week if however they get paid, they just put it right into the stock market every 2 weeks, every month. It's all up to you. If you believe in a certain stock and you can believe it continue to grow, you can constantly put it into that stock. What I said the last presentation, the more money you put in a certain stock, the more your return will be. So the more money you put in, the bigger your return will be. So it's personally, that's a personal decision. Whatever you can afford, that's something I don't really have a opinion on. That's whatever you choose to do with your money, that's how you do it. But I would say the more money you put in, the bigger your return. You on mute, Janelle. I can hear you. Oh.
Anna may have a follow-up. Her hand is raised, so I'll allow her to talk.
Okay.
Thanks for that response. That makes sense. I'm a complete novice. I've never bought stocks, but I'm interested in starting. So
Okay.
I guess my question is, I don't know if it's dumb to do it this way, like if it makes sense to invest in stocks if you have like a goal of like reaching a certain amount of money. Like, does it make sense to invest in stocks? I know it's a risk, But if you have a goal to raise a certain amount of money, like, does it make sense to invest in stocks? Then when you reach your goal, you could just take your money out. Like,
Oh
is
yeah.
the
So
goal for stocks to make money
I
and
get,
take it out? Because it seems like you're saying like you kind of want to keep your
well,
stock. You really
that's
be
a personal, this one thing I also realized, right? Good question. So some people invest in long-term plays where they see a stock, they say, this is a good stock. I'm gonna let it sit for about, 10, 15 years. But you don't have to be married to a stock. One thing about myself, I talked about Tesla. I reached a certain level of money, and then I was depending on if I'm gonna sell it or not. And I made enough money to the point where I can sell it. I don't have to be married to that stock. And then you can take all that money you gain and then put it into something else. So you don't necessarily have to stick with a stock long term. If you stick with it for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and you see it grows exponentially, you can say, you know what, I made a little money. Let me take this out. Let me invest it into something else. So that's a personal choice of how you want to do it. If you believe the stock is going to continue to go, you could keep it and say, I'm about to ride this thing. Some of these big companies like Amazon, they ain't going nowhere. They control everything. So you can keep your money in that and let it keep going. So it's depending on you, but I say, you don't have to be married to no stock. It's up to you. That's your money. So to answer your question, yep.
Okay, now we're gonna go with Don.
Yes, hi, how y'all doing? Thank you so much for this presentation. Just a quick question. Is it beneficial? I know there are apps that offer the option to buy fractional stocks. Is it a good idea to start investing in fractional stocks?
Yeah, I mean, it's all depends on how much money you're willing to put into a stock. If you don't have enough money for a full share, you can absolutely put in a fractional stock. But once again, the more money you put in, the more money your bigger return is. So you don't necessarily, have to, if you can't afford $150 for one share, you can put in $50 and until you get to that level, where you can get a whole share. So like I said, Robinhood offers you to allow you to do that. You don't have to buy a whole share within a stock. So yeah, also I didn't mention Robinhood also have options of you can trade. They also have cryptocurrency. So it's a lot of different ways you can make money within Robinhood app. But yeah, to answer your question.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Michelle says that not all stocks come back up. Stop loss to limit losses and hold gains. Plan your entry and exit before you buy and learn technical analysis to inform those decisions. Thank you, Michelle. Sound like you know what you're talking about.
Absolutely. That's right there. That's more on the option side. When people do trading, and you can do that on the investment, just buying stocks. If you say if a stock go up like $2 and you say if it go down $1, I want to sell, you can put your limits in there to the point where I don't want it to go below that number I put in. And you absolutely. So Michelle, she's absolutely correct. You can do that as well. But it's all about the stock. So it's all about how you want to play it, because all stocks do not go up. But like I said before in my last presentation, go with companies that you stand by. Go with companies that is proven over the years that have growth in every single year. So yep.
Okay, and KM says, when it comes to ETFs, is it smart to analyze the percentage of strong stocks and decide from there?
Yes, because that's heavily weighted within that ETF. So if that ETF is heavily weighted in technology and that technology sector is down, your ETF will be down because a lot of that percentage is within that sector is in the technology sector. So yeah, definitely figure out what ETF is heavily weighted within certain sectors. So to answer her question.
Okay, now, Chris, in the last presentation, I'm not sure of all who's on here now, was actually in the last presentation. There was a couple of social media investors that you follow. Can you remember who they are?
Yeah, so Aristotle Investments, he's on Instagram.
Aristotle.
And
okay.
He particularly does trading. So he will, he give you breakdowns on how to trade stocks opposed to invest into them. So.
Okay, thank you. And if people don't know, I think I put it in the chat.
He's very
Um,
popular. He kind of built a name for himself, and this stuff is proven. But trading is a different world, and for me,
Yeah.
that won't take no 45 minutes to explain.
So if you did not catch his first session, I just put the link in the chat to the YouTube. And you can, you can kind of revisit what he said in the last presentation. While you gave us a lot of meat this time, are there any other questions from anyone? And you can raise your hand, you can type it in the Q&A box, or you can type it in the chat. Because investing is not for the faint of heart. I mean, you gotta do a lot of research. Talk to your financial planner. If you don't have one, you might want to get one. Just do your research because like you said, things go up overnight, down overnight, things change. The market is,
Certain
sorry,
industries. Oh, somebody asked a question.
mhm.
Okay.
Look for the Come Up Cousins on FB. Okay, so the Come Up Cousins on Facebook. It's a teaching group that is free.
Okay. Yep.
That's a good
we
one.
got,
Okay. Thank you, Michelle. She has a lot of tips.
Yeah, Webull is another one. Webull got a group where they
Webull.
Yeah, Webull. I think it's WEBULL. Yeah, that's another group.
Okay. And yeah, she said, check out YouTube for their past lessons. What platforms do you personally use to research and analyze the progress of a stock? Good question.
So, that's a great one. Who is that? Javelle. So
Javelle. Mhm.
So like I said, what was that? Bar chart. You got Motley Fool. You got ETF database. What else? What else? Just a couple of other ones out there. It's so many where you can break down the statistics to see how the stock has been doing over time. They also, you can show how they've been doing compared to their competitors. So it's
What about
all
the Wall Street Journal? Do they have that kind of information?
Wall Street Journal. I mean, they probably so. I mean, I'm not
I'm
familiar with
assuming.
that. Yeah.
Look, I've never bought a copy of the Wall Street Journal.
Oh yeah, Michelle. Earn Your Leisure. Them are my guys. They have a YouTube. They have an Instagram. They are dope. They break down. They give you like tips and things of certain stocks, certain ETFs. They really dope. So if you look at their YouTube channel, they got tons of information. They got interviews. They are dope. Motley Fool, yep. Bar chart, yep. ETF, yep. Okay, so yep.
Everybody's with you. They're with you. Any other questions that we have before we let him go? Chris, why don't you just, if we don't have any more questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about Chris and why you're so passionate about everything that you do?
Oh man, wow, you got me over here. So I'm a type of person, I come from humble beginnings. And for me, it was not shown in my life where it was other ways to make money outside of just working hard. And for me, I learned how to just be around people who didn't come from my background. I was a sponge to that. I was a sponge to people who like had different experiences than I had. So I never really shunned away from those type of people. I was always like trying to soak up information because I seen where I came from, and I realized that, in order to grow, you got to step outside your comfort zone. And I realized over time, the more and more you've developed, okay, life can be better than what you've seen. Sometimes in our lives, we think situations happen in our life and it let us become who we are. And for me, I choose to go a different path based on the people I've seen in my life, where the decisions they made in their life and the outcomes that they fell into. And it's like, wow, like that ain't what I'm trying to like be about, the struggle, or just people who just feel down in their luck. So I learned how to pick myself up in a way that your trials can be a testimony if you look at it a different way. Oftentimes people are afraid of what they, came from, and they think things that happen to them in their life have to be their life, like have to be their future. And that's not the case. So for me, I look at it in the standpoint of like, everything you have gone through in your life is for a reason. And for me, I learned that, my life do not have to be, things that I've seen, things that I came from. It can be a different path if you see it that way. And I just chose to go different routes based on the people I've seen in my life. And it led me to this place where I'm open to change. Most people stay in positions of comfortability, and they don't want to get outside themselves, or they don't want to get out and experience a new way of doing things. And I'm from the opposite mindset of that. If you've seen that for so long and you've seen the outcome of it, why not change? You don't have to be the faults of people in your life, people who raise you, just people in general. You can make a decision to change your outcome. And I mean, for me, I was always in the mindset of like, I want different. I want different. And be around people who can speak life into people, who can uplift people, who can encourage people. I always want to be the light that shines the darkness, because I've been around darkness for so long that I want to be in different rooms that uplift and inspire people. So right here, this is cool for me, because a lot of people want different ways to do things. Some people got kids, some people, just like tired of just like seeing the same thing in their life, and they want different. And it is possible. For me, I don't come from no stock background. I don't come from no, this was all self-taught. I realized that it's many ways to make money. It's financial literacy is so important that sometimes we don't know that. We so much about being consumers, going out, buying so much stuff, that we don't realize, like, putting your money into places where your money you can use your money to bring you back more money. So yeah, I never let things happen to me. I like dictate me who I am today. Most people can't get outside of that. So for me, I use my trials and my stories of testimony to keep pushing forward. And you don't have to stay in the same place or where you at. You just gotta believe.
That's right. That's
you gotta
right.
believe. So
That's so true. A lot of times if you talk to people, if they really share their story, most of the time you won't realize that they have been through what they have been
man,
through. If you're surrounding yourself with the right folks,
people.
because we are not our circumstance. We are
Yes.
not our experiences. However, we are triumphant through the experiences. We have learned from the experiences. We have grown through the experiences. And we're just trying to survive. And
Yeah.
positivity is, stinking thinking can ruin your life.
Yeah.
If you have a woe is me attitude all the time, then that's as good as it's gonna get. But if you say, no, I can rise above this. There's some other things that I can do. And not all of my talents are not, I may not be able to use all of my talents in my current job, but there's a lot of ways that you can use those talents, outside of the job that could actually return money for you. So
we are
and follow
all,
your passion. Follow your passion. We are all whatever
gifted.
that is.
We are
in
all
some
gifted.
way.
And
That's
sometimes our jobs don't allow us to be who we truly are, based on, we gotta, pay the bills, we gotta, take care of families, but we are all gifted people. And when you realize, like, I'm better than what I am showing right now. And it don't matter what background you come from, you can change your outcome. I mean, you can change your outcome on your life. You just gotta believe you can. Your story is your story. Your story is not your family story. It is your story. And you choose to show and to do what you want your story to be. There's everything that happened to you don't have to become who you are. Oftentimes when we be hurt, we looking for the people who hurt us to heal us. We have to realize.
That was good.
we have to realize that whoever was doing the hurting, they was hurt themselves. So it's important to say, you know what, you got to learn from your pain. Your pain can become your purpose if you realize it.
Yes,
So,
I realize it totally,
so
totally.
it's important to realize that we are all here for a reason. And nobody's here, nobody is a mistake. And I truly believe, Martin Luther King famous quote is, darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that.
Yes.
So every time, for me personally, every time I walk in a room, I like to be the light, because you never know what somebody is dealing with.
That's true.
You never know what somebody is dealing with. Everybody need a hug. Everybody need a what's up. Some people in their lives, they don't have people to speak to. They don't come from environments where people have seen them. And so for me, I like how you doing? What's going on? Because we are all connected, and we are all alike, and we are different as people if we realize that. And all of our stories, if we, become more transparent and more open, we can begin to heal each other.
Absolutely.
Like they
absolutely.
say, hurt people, heal people as well.
That's true.
So
that is so true. And just, you have to develop an attitude of gratitude, be thankful that whatever has happened in your life, that you got through it, and that you're still here, and that you're able to thrive, even though things have, circumstances happen to you. But it's just a matter of, it's a mind over matter. It's like you have to will yourself. You have to encourage yourself daily to say that I can do this, or I can do that, or I'm above this, or I'm gonna change this, or I'm not gonna deal with generational curses. I'm gonna, I'm gonna break the habit. Maybe my parents might have been on welfare, but I'm not going to be. Or maybe, my father went to jail. I'm not gonna go to jail, or whatever the situation could, may have been. It's really a mindset game. We have to change our mindset. We are not our circumstances. We just thrive through them, and we grow in them. So listen, I thank you. Do we have any other questions before I let Chris go? I think Mark said, you mentioned before.
That's a lot of chats.
He said, you mentioned before the event that people not realizing they can make choices in how their 401k is invested.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Mark. Okay. So, I'm gonna break down a couple of things. So, I didn't know I was going to speak about this. So 401k, some people have retirement plans, right? And some people let their job pit their retirement plan in markets that they believe your money should go in. But you have the right and the option to change your retirement plan and put it into mutual funds that you believe that's give you a better rate than the one that they put it in for you. So that's one way, to increase your retirement plan, because sometimes people work 40 years and their retirement is not enough to continue on after they retire. So
true.
That's one thing I did recently. I was like, wow, like I have the option to diversify my retirement plan in multitude of different mutual funds that give me a more percentage than the one I'm currently in. So that's something, you can look into. And also, I challenge people, whoever you bank with, Wells Fargo, any big commercial bank, challenge them to say, hey, how can I make my money grow by sitting in this checking account or this savings account? Most bank accounts do not have that, where they give you a high interest rate on your money. You don't realize that every dollar lessens every year. So inflation, $100 right now will not be the same as 5 years from now or a year from now. Back in the day, candy used to be like 50 cents. Now it's $1.50 for a piece of candy. So put your money into, if they don't have no interest rate that allows your money to grow, put your money into a stock. I have recently done that. And currently at my bank, I put my money into the stock of the bank, and I'm at 14% interest on my money than me just holding it in the bank account. So I challenge people to go and see how can they grow their money by just sitting in there. Because I told a story to Mark that, I went into the bank and I said, I'm trying to get out a large amount of money, and they say you can't just come in here and get that. You got to call and you make an appointment. You know why? Because they're using your money to invest into things that they have interest in. So why not take your money off that bank, if not all of it, some, and put it into the stock of that company, and let your money grow within that. And some of these banks give you dividends on your money. So you can really like change the game of like how your money is being grown within the bank, the financial institution that you choose. So that's something to look at as well. Most of us get our paycheck, we just let it sit in the bank. I got this in the bank account. No. Take that money and put it into the stock of the company. They don't advise you to do that because they know they're using your money to invest into certain things that they have interest in. They wouldn't, you go to not to the tellers, you go to the people who sit in the rooms and you say, yeah, you talk about that. They don't want you to do that. So
Michelle says today's millionaire will not be one tomorrow unless the money continues to grow and outpace inflation and raising taxes.
there we go. Michelle,
Okay.
give us some jewels. That's
Everybody I know has a hustle. The lights just went out. Okay. Everybody I know has a hustle. Everybody's got companies. They're making their own candles, or they're selling oils, or they're doing t-shirts, or they're selling cosmetics or jewelry, making jewelry. Everybody has a side hustle. And I'm sorry, we're living in a world that I feel like everybody needs to have something. We need at least 6 streams of income to be wealthy in this country. So
you see the middle class has almost gone away. $50,000, people can't survive off of that right now. Back in the 90s, $50,000 was pretty good, but today and age, look at the housing market. It's crazy right now. They in this area, you moving way out into the boomies, the kind of commute to work, because the housing market is crazy. So
you're right.
You have to, have multiple streams of income and change the way you view how to make money. Like if you watch my first presentation, this stock stuff has changed my way of thinking, how I view money. Every company that I'm purchasing and I'm getting, I'm getting a return off of that. So, kids got these PlayStations, put that money into that company, Sony. Sony came out last year in November with that new PlayStation 5. If you would have put your money into that company, it went up, I forgot how the percentage, but it was like $37. It went up when that game came out. And most of the times the products cost more than the stock itself. So, Sony stock right now, I think it's like $130 something, $112, I believe. And the PlayStation 5 costs over $1,000. So,
Lord.
something ain't right here. You want your kid to say, I want this game. Okay, now we about to get this stock. Change the way you spend your money.
That's right.
But yeah, it's
well,
about
we are
changing the
just
mindset.
about out of time, Chris. It went fast. We tried to extend this a little longer than 30 minutes so you guys can get a little bit more meat. Listen, we have thoroughly enjoyed you yet again. You have wowed us. I'm continually being amazed by you and the good things that you're doing for the people in your circle, the people that you meet, the good vibes and the good seeds that you plant along the way. I'm continually amazed by you. So thank you once again. Take Time Thursday may not always be around. So if you want to see it, stay, send an email to me and I will petition for Take Time Thursday. So thank you so much for joining us and hanging in it for this 45-minute session. I hope that you have a great afternoon. I hope that you will, make an investment, take a risk, talk to your financial planner, talk to your bank, figure out how to do your money a little different. We gotta change some stuff up. So let's not be insane. If you want a different result, you got to do something different. Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you. You guys have a blessed week, a great upcoming weekend coming up. And I'll see you next time for Take Time Thursday. Bye, Chris. And thank you so much.
All right. Have a good
Thank you. Much appreciated.
All right.
Thank you.